A massive, terrifying evolution is currently ripping through the WTA's top ranks. Blink and you'll miss the exact moment a future icon officially seizes the tour. Welcome back to Sort Pro, the web's elite home for the cold hard. Analytical truth behind the cutthroat business and physics of pro tennis. We aren't just spectating today, we are documenting a total paradigm shift. This isn't a routine opener, it's a calculated physical takeover happening in real time, a dominant showing that will haunt every veteran. The year is 2026. The stage is set at the Linz Open's historic 35th anniversary. In a bold move, organizers gutted the traditional hard courts entirely, hauling 100 tons of red clay into the city's architectural heart. They've turned a hall into a gladiator pit for the Philippines' own Issa, a natural force entering this high-stakes battle as the dangerous sixth seed ready to face Austrian veteran 29-year-old Julia Grabher. Soft media types with old metrics might see a tough crowd here. They'll spin a rookie versus hero tale to sugarcoat this brutal contest. But look at the cutting-edge data and her soaring recent momentum, and the stark reality of their trajectories is completely different. Sort Pro is officially calling a clinical dominant win for Issa. This isn't a wish, it's a cold prediction backed by hard data. We'll show why that hometown edge will implode under Issa's sheer power. Watch how Issa systematically tears down Grabher's defense, weaponizing her opponent's strengths. This match is a terrifying warning shot for the entire European clay season. So buckle up, smash that subscribe button and let's dissect this rising empire. An empire claiming its throne. Witness the surgical tennis execution unfolding in Linz. You must recognize the suffocating momentum Issa is bringing to this fight. She's a loaded weapon, destroying the tired, unstable prodigy narrative. Most youngsters crumble under WTA pressure, but she is different. Issa has violently shredded that old script over the last 2 months. She didn't just break it, she turned it to dust during the Sunshine Double, the most grueling competitive hardcourt stretch outside of the Grand Slams. She delivered back-to-back shockwave-inducing round of 16 finishes in Miami and Indian Wells. She didn't just survive those draws, she dominated them. She bullied seasoned veterans right off the baseline with every swing. She's proven she belongs in the elite most dominant tier of the sport. But here's the nightmare, hard courts aren't even her final form. They were just a warm-up before she returned to her true clay sanctuary. This is her domain, the surface where she was truly weaponized. Remember exactly where this Phenom's game was meticulously built. She spent years grinding and bleeding at the Rafael Nadal Academy. That place isn't just a facility, it's a high-intensity crucible. She was engineered for red clay by the greatest minds in history. She masters the punishing arts of clay better than veterans twice her age. Her primal instinct for point construction and heavy top spin is unmatched. She uses vicious kick serves to blast opponents right out of the frame. She weaponizes slides, turning defense into an immediate lethal attack. Coming off a career-high heater on hard courts and moving straight to her favorite clay is a total horror show for the field. It is a code red for anyone across the net. Her comfort on the dirt is the exact nightmare her rivals will endure. But standing in her path is the defiant Julia Grabher. We have to respect the intense mental pressure she brings into this fight. Grabher is a 29-year-old road warrior. She has survived the grind, reaching 54 in the world last year and holding 87 today. She has weathered every storm. More importantly, she's an Austrian playing in her own backyard, her true spiritual home. Officials intentionally built this 30,000-seat arena in Linz with one clear aim: to fuel her with local fire. Passionate hometown fans will scream their lungs out, trying to push their hero toward a massive, shocking upset. In the shark-infested waters of pro tennis, facing the home favorite is a heavy, suffocating, and maddening ordeal. Every mistake you make earns a mocking roar. Every point she wins feels like a stadium-shaking tidal wave. It is a toxic, brutal atmosphere specifically crafted to snap a young player's nerves and kill their focus. Grabher will lean hard on that crowd energy. She's a gritty clay grinder who just spent weeks prepping in Turkey, not for the trophies, but to brace herself for this exact emotional war. Deep down, she knows she cannot outmuscle Eala in a straight-up baseline firefight. That is a suicide mission. Her plan is to drag every rally into deep, agonizing water. She will throw out frustrating junk balls designed to murder Eala's rhythm. She will soak up power like a sponge, praying the hostile Austrian fans can rattle the young Filipina into a total collapse. However, the cold reality of the modern game is that elite talent and perfect mechanics will always silence a crowd. The cheers will eventually die, replaced by a stunned, heavy hush. This is where we expect the systematic cold-blooded dismantling of Julia Grabher to begin. This isn't a guess, it's destiny. When you strip away the emotion, the tactical matchup is clear. Grabher's stamina is her only hope, but against Ayala's heavy artillery, it becomes her fatal flaw. She's facing a completely different level of power. Ayala does not just play, she hunts. She punishes the ball with a savage intensity, extracting every bit of force from it. On clay, you cannot just block Ayala's heavy left-handed shots and expect to live. That is like bringing a toothpick to a gunfight. Ayala's forehand generates a violent, dizzying amount of spin. It is pure Nadal Academy engineering. When that ball hits the clay, it explodes like a rocket. It kicks high and hard, forcing Grabher to hit from her ears in total discomfort. It is a physical cage. Grabher will be shoved 4 meters behind the baseline, gasping for air as she sprints just to stay alive. And the very millisecond she leaves the ball short, Ayala will pounce like a predator, stepping in to deliver the killing blow. She will end the points with laser-guided precision and brutal finality. This will not be a back-and-forth battle of wills. This is a calculated athletic execution, a masterclass in controlled rage. The Austrian crowd might start the match loud and hostile, trying to intimidate the youth. But we predict that within 5 games, Ayala's undeniable dominance will drain the life out of that building. She's going to suck the oxygen right out of the room. A deafening silence will fall once the fans realize their local hero is being totally outclassed by a generational force. The roars will turn to whispers. This win is about more than just moving on. It is an earth-shaking warning shot to the entire tour, a total declaration of war. Ayala is the 6th seed in a stacked 28-player field, and she is done being the underdog. She's no longer just a heartwarming story. Those days are over. She's an existential threat to the title, ready to crush any challenger in her way. The stakes for this opening step are terrifyingly high, because lurking in the second round is the explosive and dangerous 4th seed Jelena Ostapenko. You never just play a former French Open champ like Ostapenko, you survive her. You don't just play Julia Grabher, you bury her early before she catches fire and burns your game down. That is the price of admission. Ayala knows the stakes are absolutely through the roof. She feels the pressure in her soul. She understands that a dominant run through the European red dirt, right now following her massive American breakthrough, will permanently lock her into the world's elite circle, transforming her into a genuine powerhouse on the global stage. She isn't about to let a 29-year-old vet, regardless of how much grit or how much local noise she has, kill her momentum. She is stepping onto that Linz clay with one thing on her mind. Tuning out the hate and the home crowd energy, she's about to deliver a cold-blooded, high-octane clinic on modern clay court dominance. It is a performance so definitive that we are calling it right here and now at Sport Pro. We are looking at a straight sets blowout for Alexandra Ayala. She's going to dictate the pace and violence of this match from the very first serve. She will suck the air out of that Austrian arena, weaponizing their own energy to silence the crowd with pure, unadulterated force. From there, she's marching straight into a high-stakes must-watch war with Jelena Ostapenko. The days of waiting for Ayala to find her potential are dead and buried. That chapter is finished. The season of her absolute cold-blooded execution has arrived, and Julia Grabher is simply the first unlucky soul caught in the crosshairs. She's just the first body to be cleared during this clay court blitz. Now I'm handing this debate over to you, the most hardcore and analytical fans in the sport. Can Grabher's massive home field advantage in Austria actually generate enough heat to rattle the Filipina phenom and break her ironclad focus? Or is Alex Ayala about to drop the exact kind of ruthless, legendary masterclass we are forecasting today? If Ayala moves forward as expected, does she truly possess the heavy artillery? The mental armor and the sheer skill to trade haymakers with a Grand Slam winner like Jelena Ostapenko, who kills from every corner. Give us your most unfiltered, deep-dive tactical takes in the comments below. Don't hold anything back. Make sure to destroy that like button with conviction to help the algorithm push this breakdown to every real tennis fan. Join the Sport Pro community and hit those notifications so you never miss our explosive deep dives into the gritty reality of the professional tour. The clay war has officially started, the stakes are massive, and we are tracking every single winner as history unfolds. See you in the next one.